Hey everybody, Backallie here. We're gonna do, is it still July? I think it's still July. We're going to do Christmas in July. That's what we're gonna do. So I am going to do, I signed up for the mystery Up on the Rooftop by Fat Critter Shop. And so we're going to get started with that one. Come along with me, let's get started. Well, hey everyone. So, like I said, we are going to do Up on a Rooftop by Fat Critter Shop. And I've gotten all my fabric for it. And I believe it's already started. So I'm starting a little later. They've done block 1 and block 2. So you'll see the second one. I'm going to do some catching up. So another video will be shortly thereafter. But I'm going to do it a little bit different. So the first block is a ho 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 block. And it's pixelated. Let me see if I can show you. So it's very like pixelated in the way it looks. I don't like that look. I know a lot of other people that are doing this had commented on that as well. I am going to do it a little bit differently. I have Lori Holt's Spelling Bee book. And I am going to use the lowercase h and the lowercase o. Now, there's some adjustments that I have to do, but I'm going to make the blocks first. And then I'm going to show you, if you want to do the same thing, I'll show you how I make the adjustments as we go along. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the 4.5 by 6.5 blocks. That's what I'm going to do first. So I need 3 H's and 3 O's. And then we will look at what I need, because I think all I'm going to do is just add like a border maybe up at top. I might choose something from the fabrics that they gave me. Or I might just do a black strip, because this is the black and the polka dot color for this one. So maybe I do just another strip of black and I call it good. But that's my plan. Let's see how it works out. If you want to do the same thing, I'll make sure that you know exactly what I do for it to come out to be the size of what they want that section to be. Okay, so I've already cut out show you here real quick. I've already gone ahead, and this is my O, and these are my H pieces. So we are going to get started. So let's get started. All right, so we are going to make some H's. And again, just to let you guys know, I'm working out of the Lori Holt's Spelling Bee book. And I'm going to make the lowercase one. So we're going to do, we need H, nope, we need F, and we need C. I'm going to start with these. And we're going to build, whoops. Okay. And C. And, whoops, boy, just, what am I doing? All right, so we're only going to do one of these. Well, I gotta do all three anyways, right? For each letter. So I might as well just do it up together, right? I think so. So we're going to write on the back of C, which, seeing it is black fabric that we are working with, I am going to make sure that you all can see what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to draw a line. Hopefully my pencil will at least give me a little bit. It'll give me a little bit of something. It gave me a little bit of something. I can see it. I guess I could have done even just a regular one. It still would have. I just need, this isn't really working. I wonder if this one works better. No, that one's not really working any better. That's not really working any better. Let's try maybe this one. No, that one's not really working very good either. All right, not happy with those. Let's try the blue one. Just need to have that line there a little bit, I think. That's better. I can see that. You all see that? That's better. There we go. Guess we'll use the blue. Okay. Out you go. Lay down, baby. Lay down. Lay down. All right. So we're going to take these pieces and we are going to put, I don't know if there's a front or a back on these black pieces. I'm going to guess no. We're going to put them like that on each. And this black fabric seems really, I don't know, it just seems very, very thin. Black fabric seems just very thin. It does. Seems very thin. Okay. All right. So we've got that. All right. So we are going to trim. I want a better pair of scissors or my cutter. feel like I wasn't quite prepared. Sorry about that. I'm so excited to get into my sewing room and do some more sewing. I've been feeling pretty good. So, all right, I'm gonna press these. That black fabric is giving me some challenges. Okay, so then we're gonna grab A, which it looks like, oh no, I did A. So here's A. And then we're going to want B and E. We'll use these next. And these really should not take long to put together. So we're going to grab A, and then we are going to put, A is going to go this way. Can y'all see what I'm doing? So it's going to go A, and I'm going to do that with all of them. So I'm just going to pile them up the way that I will end up grabbing them. See, I've got 3. And then we're going to do B. So B is going to go there. And then we're going to have E. And let's press E out because E's got a problem. And so E is going to go there. How come E doesn't look like it's the right size? E and B. So B is 2. So I just want to make sure that these are right size. 2. And yep, that one's right. This one, E, is not right. E is not right. E is, yep, but it's not right the other way. So let me trim them to what they're supposed to be. Or remove my, I'm feeling a little, what is it, disembobulated? Is that a word? Like, what am I doing? All right, so they're the wrong size. So we are going to fix them because we can. Because we can. And they need to be, I don't know how I went awry on these, but I did. So I'm going to fix them. There's that one. And I can't really show you all exactly the sizes, you know, my cutting and things like that, because you know, Fat Quarter Shop would love for you to join by buying the Sew-Along from them. I don't think I even need that one, so I'm not going to cut that one. So I don't want to do that. Plus, if you want to buy the book the Lori Holt's book. What did I just do? What did I just do? Wait, I did something wrong. No, I didn't. What did I do? Okay, it's 3.5. What did I do? This was 4.5. What did I do? Did I grab the wrong ones? I bet you I grabbed the wrong ones, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about it. Because these, I think, are, yeah, so let me fix, I don't know what I did, folks. I think I just grabbed my O's. That's all right. I can always cut more. But this needs to be, that's 2, 3. Just give me a minute, folks. That's 4. It's 3. So 1, 2, 3.5. Sorry, folks. Just gonna make it a little bit bigger. That was my bad. Okay. All right, I think we're back on track. I might have to cut more, so then those are gonna go there. Okay? And those are our original ones that we need to work on. So we're gonna get all these together first. So let's do these first. And we're just going to take, I feel a little scattered tonight. It is evening here. I want 2, I only want 1. Yeah, so it's evening. But I got this in the mail and I was like, oh yes, I want to do that. I did not get it for free. I bought it. Purchased the Sew-Along. This black fabric is just fraying like crazy. I'm not too overly excited about it. I'm going to press towards the dark. Make some H's. And I don't know if this is going to, I'll have to calculate to see if this is going to use up more fabric by the end, if I have to buy any more fabric. But I can do that calculation once I get the blocks made up and such. So, all right, so that's gonna go there. And then, let's see, that is, so that's black, And this is going to be black and black. So let's do these up. And we'll add those together. I'm feeling pretty good. I took a tumble yesterday off my patio. I laid there going, what did I just do? And I laughed at myself, and I feel like some days I am not growing old gracefully. I was playing with the grandkids the other day and thought I could do something that my brain was like, you can do it. My body was, no, you can't. I forbid it. Sure enough. But I just try to, laugh it out and, try to make light of it as much as I can. But some days I feel like I'm not gracefully getting older. I don't know if y'all feel that way, but I feel that way a little bit. Especially when we have these grandchildren around, right? Like, they make us pretty young. Keeps me young anyways when I have them around. Love having them around. Keep me young. I think as they get older, I think they're learning, don't ask grandma to do that. We don't want to have to pick her up. So I don't walk very well. I have my back is deteriorating. The I don't know, I've got a lot of, not slip discs, but everything's deteriorating between, I don't know what it's called, but between my each bone section. Not a doctor. Sorry. I probably should know this, but I don't. So, all right, so now we're going to add them just like that. So then we'll have a section that looks just like that. So we're gonna do that. So yeah, so I don't know what has happened, but my size is but yeah. But for me, it's just keep on, Just keep on until I can't keep on. try not to get too worked up about about much. You know. So yeah. Just keep on, keep on. I think that's all we can do, right? Like, I think that life is just too short if we worry about everything. Not that I don't worry about, I'm gonna just get these so that they're looking the way they should be looking here. But yeah, maybe that's navy blue. I'm looking at that. Maybe it's not even black. Maybe that's a navy blue. Maybe it's so dark, I can't tell, but I think maybe the color is navy blue. I guess I could look, couldn't I? Guess I could look. But now as I'm cutting it and such and kind of working with it, it looks a little navy blue to me. Turn it around into this side real quick. Oh, it's just like, it's just, no, you're not supposed to pull them, but gosh. Okay, I'm not real happy with that. I mean, I think they turned out okay, but I think that's navy blue. What y'all think? It's hard to tell on there too, but I think it's, I don't know, having a hard time telling. I guess I'll have to read it in the book. All right, so now we've got those pieces. Now we're going to add D, and then our little h's, our lowercase h will be done. So these are going to go just like that. We'll have our lowercase h. So let's go ahead and do that. Too many. All right, so I know that there's some that I gotta trim off. Get my board back out. I'm gonna press. Which way am I pressing? Maybe I want to press it that way though. Fabric is mad at me. Okay. Man. Each. It's our little one. Let's go ahead and press these out. I'm going to trim those up. Trim that one up. I'll trim these two up just a little bit because they look all just willy wonky. So I'm going to trim them up. There's one. Okay. Okay, so I just want to see what I have. 6 by 4.5. 4.5. See those? They turned out pretty good. I'll make sure this one. 6.5 by 4.5. All right. So there we have 3 H's. So now we're going to do the O, which I suspect I probably cut my O. Bet you, let's see, going to look to see what I've done. And let's see. Let me get set up to do the O and I'll be right back. So we are ready. So we're gonna make O. So I'm gonna do D. I need D, and then I need C. And we are going to make some lines. Set these aside for a second. We're gonna make some lines so I can keep things focused. Yeah, I had this great idea. I don't know if it'll work. We'll see. But I opened an Etsy shop. I used to have an Etsy shop when I did a lot of embroidery on hats. So I just reopened that shop. But anyways, I do a lot of experimenting. And I write some of my own patterns and things like that as well, and I do some trial and errors on other patterns to see if I like them and things like that. And some of them have a little bit of a mistake. Now I'm not, now if they turned out just awful, then they don't go up. Like, I don't know if you guys all seen when I made the duffel bag. But I struggled with it. I'm going to attempt it again. I am, but we're going to take D. If you're following along in Lori Holt's book. But what I decided to do is that I don't have room for all of like the things that I just love to sew. And so I was like, like if I make a purse or a handbag that maybe it has a blunder, maybe the lining's in upside down, or I didn't quite get the sewing like I wanted it to be. Just small flaws like that. I'm putting them up on my Etsy, and I have a folder that's actually called um, uh, Little Happy Mistakes, much like Bob the painter. So I was like, why not? And I discount them and see if anyone wants them. Like if they will work for somebody else, I don't want them just to sit around here and do nothing. A lot of like my quilts, I end up, because I don't know what to do with all the quilts that I make, right? So I will give them to, like I've done a lot of lap quilts and kids quilts. So the lap quilts I'll give to like the nursing homes when I make them. The uh, what have I done? Like the twins that I've done, I'll give those to like foster homes. I mean, why not? Right? Because I don't have, I was gonna say I don't have very many friends. That's gonna sound really bad. My friends are already absorbed with with the amount of quilts that I've given them. So I have to find other avenues. But I thought, that would probably be, because I'd like, with my bags and such, that can get expensive, right? So, I mean, so can quilting in and of itself. But my bags, if somebody could use it and it's like their style, and, go check it out if you'd like. So I'll leave a link and y'all can, I don't have very many up right now because I've sold a lot of them outside of Etsy. Like I'll do like some fairs every once in a while and such like that. But there's a couple still out there. So anyways, back to what we're doing. So we've got this, and we're going to set it. First thing we're going to do is set these in the corners like that. So I'm going to get these all ready to go, so I can just go with them. All right, here we go. I'm just going to sew them up. I do some cross stitch as well, and so some of you know that my husband was he was in Wisconsin this last weekend because his mom had passed away of cancer and a couple years ago, and they finally went through her affairs, but she had a box full of cross stitcher, the magazine cross stitcher. Some of you may or may not know about it, but a whole box of just vintage cross stitcher magazines, and I got to go through those. It was just so fun. so enjoyed myself just to sit in my chair and just go through each one of those magazines. It was so much fun. Like, just so much fun to do and to see, you know, the patterns. And there are also good patterns that are in there, which I love. I love. So if y'all are interested in seeing that, she also gave me, we had bought her one of the cross stitch boxes, like it was all quilted on the top and, you know, padded and everything, back in the 80s, early 80s. And she still had it. Like, it's it's worn for sure. She used it all the time. And so I was digging around in there. She's got all these old patterns. She's got some of the work that she had started and wasn't able to finish, and it's just, and thread, floss, boxes, you know, those containers of boxes, just boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of that thread. Now, I don't know if maybe one of you know. I don't know if floss, how long it lasts. Like, does it have a lifespan? I don't know. But she's got she has given me boxes and boxes of this floss that she's had. All right, so we're gonna add, I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. My apologies. So we're gonna add this one on there like that. They're very hard to see on this black fabric. Gotta get it under the light so I can see what I'm doing here. All right, I think I got it. Okay, let's do these up. But if you guys are interested in seeing that, oh man, like, and what was interesting is there were colors. So DMC must have changed. Maybe they're like, well, DMC adds, I think, thread or floss. I don't know how often they add. Again, maybe one of you know better than I, but she of course didn't have, like, I think there's like a 30-25 and like some, I don't know if it's that high, but some of those that are much higher. Of course, she didn't have any of those. And I noticed that some of them that I had, comparing up to what she had marked them as years ago, they weren't the same color way. Like, it was interesting to see, but yet they were DMC. So it was very interesting to see. And it wasn't that, you know, the floss was old. I mean, they're old, but it was just a completely different color. So she might have gotten it wrong for sure. But don't know. But if you're interested in, you know, I would be more than willing to do like a short on that and just show you all what came in that box. It was just such a lovely treasure. It was just such a lovely treasure. All right, so now we have 3 of those. All right, let's grab E and C. So we're gonna do E and C, and we're gonna draw some more lines. So we need 3 of these. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, An extra. Maybe I just have an extra. Maybe I just cut an extra. 1, 2, 3. I don't think I need that one. But yeah, it was a great treasure to find and to have, and part of me is like, you know, don't use it, just save it. And then I don't know that she would want me just to sit on it, you know, and not actually be creative with it and use it. And I don't know. What do you all think? It's those gifts, you know, that I think about too as I get older, right? What are those things that, you know, will be precious things for my loved ones? You know, not to be morbid, you know what I'm saying. So, 1, 2, 3. I think as we get older, we think about those things. I think that's just natural. All right, so we're going to, oh, here you go. I'm going to put them that way. I don't know that y'all can see the lines. I can barely see the lines. Maybe y'all can. Boy, this black fabric just falling apart like crazy. So again, I don't know if it's black fabric or not. It might be navy. I'm sure one of you will tell me. Okay. All right, so now we have those, which they're going to go like that. Now we need E and C. E and C. And we're going to do 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to draw a line. 1, 2, 3. I think I have an extra black one too. Just drawing a line from one point to another. Okay, so now we're going to set that one aside. This one is going to go from corner down. I can't believe how much this black fabric is falling apart. It's crazy. Crazy. All right, so let's make sure I got it right. I do. Black pieces everywhere. Everywhere. All right. So now we have that. So let's do B and F. And F will go here. So F will go B and F, just like that. Okay, y'all. Just thinking about it. I don't think this is my first time using black fabric, but this black fabric is all right. All right, so now we have those. Let's start putting things together, shall we? Yes, we shall. Let's put some things together. All right, so that one's going to be in the center. And then we're going to do take this one, just trying to figure out which one goes where here. This one goes here. That one's gonna go there, so there's half a circle, right? And then this one will go there for a full circle. And then we'll put A on the top. So let's get it sewn. Just need the black to stop falling apart. school is going to start this next week. So my son, he is 16. He will be 17 in September. And I felt some sort of way about it this year. The school actually said, hey, you know, parents don't have to come, the kids can drive themselves. You know, they know how to come in and get all, you know, come to orientation and get everything they need and get their parking pass and things like that. And I was feeling some sort of way about that. It's like, but what happens if I want to go? I just felt some sort of way about it. Like he's our last. We adopted him later on in life. We did, and so he's our last. So yeah, so I was feeling some sort of way about it. Now my husband, on the other hand, he was like, I am glad that I don't have to go stand in all those lines. So, but yeah, I was just feeling some sort of way. Not that he can't do it by himself. He's, you know, he's very independent, and, you know, I just was feeling some sort of way about it. So it's a transition for them and it's transition for us. Right? So I think this is like a navy. Looking at like the cuttings and what's on the board and on my board after I cut. It's just a very dark navy. Kind of cool. Okay. So now we have these three, and looks like I have to change out my battery, so I'll be right back. All right. So we left off here where we have this. And so now we're going to add the bottom part to it. I feel like I've been a chatterbox tonight with y'all. More so than I typically am. I must be feeling really good. Well, it's always nice to have, even though we can't talk live per se, it's always nice to know that there's a community of sewists, that have the same likes and, you know, have some opinions and, you know, about just life in general. And it's always just nice to have that. It is just nice to have that. Wasn't really sure when I initially started my channel, to be honest. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make it very personable or if I just wanted to, you know, do the don't talk and just, you know, do it that way. But I think that I prefer to maybe do a little bit of both, right? So sometimes if I'm feeling up to it, we'll do a little chit chat. And then there might be those times where there's no chit chat. I don't know. But I'm glad y'all are here and watch my channel. All right, let's add that last piece on there, and then we'll have the O's done. And then we can get this big block together. Going to put this on here. Goodness gracious, what's going on here? Boy, this color is just killing me. I don't know about that color. Okay. You need to get my gripping scissors out to cut that. All right, let's go ahead and press them. I have to trim them up a little bit. It's okay. All right. Let's see. So, bigger piece here, here, and here. All right, so we have that. And now we're going to put the A on top. And then we can trim them all up. So we're going to put A just like that up on top. Okay? And then we will see. What I could have done was I could have waited to see, you know, how much I'm missing here, right? I'm going to trim that so it's a little even. This looks a little wonky to me. Just going to clean that up. It just looks kind of wonky to me. did a whole series on all the letters. I think I did all the letters in this book. So if you're curious about that, I will link that, because these letters can be used in your quilts. You could block them right in. I actually am going to use these and actually do a named quilt for each one of my grandchildren this year. So just have their names blocked right into the quilt, which I think will be very fun for them. Okay, let's get this sewn up. All right, y'all. Let me press that. Oh, there's so many of those little black threads. All right. And there is our O. So now we need to figure out, we're going to figure out our size of what they are. So let's just see what we got here. We got, because we need, so we're all done with our book. So we can set our book aside, because we've made them. So now we're going to set that aside. So now we've got to go back to our original up on the rooftop quilt along, our first block, and I need the unit to measure 4.5 by 10.5. Okay, so 4.5, so we could trim that so that that's 4.5. And then we need it to be 10.5. So I need to add a piece that's going to be about 4 inches, 4 by 4.5. And I'm going to need 1, 2, 3. Well, we'll look at those here in a minute. So let me trim these up so they're all 4.5. Okay. All right, I'm going to figure this offline, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you what I've done to make this work. Hey folks. All right. So I worked through it and it was really easy. So here are the units that we have. We have the O, and we have the H, and all I did was Um, for the H, I just measured the top piece a little bit bigger. That's it. Like what they have in the actual thing, I just went bigger and then cut it down to size for that one. So that one was really easy. This one, you notice that I've got a piece of the center because that was part of my O. So then I just took this measurement of this, and then I knew that this had to be a certain length for it to be, I think it's like 10.5 in width. So it was really easy to do. So we're going to keep building our block. So we are going to take the H's. All right, folks. So there was supposed to be a piece like this on the bottom of the H. Again, remember that I'm changing it up because I'm not doing that whole pixelated look and feel. So I'm not using this. So I'm going to put these together. I'm going to sew these together. And we're just doing us tonight. We're just going to do it the way we want to do it. I just really don't like those pixelated things, so we're going to do it a little differently. That's okay. It is always okay to adjust a pattern. When you're working in it, adjust it as you see fit. Okay. The other thing that I think from now moving forward, because we are using black, I am not going to, just trying to find an H. I am not going to use white thread because I can see just some of it poking through. So the blocks that that we'll be making later on, I'm going to use some type of like a dark navy or something like that, not white. So that's the other thing that I'm going to make an adjustment to. There's lots of adjustments to this quilt along. But where's my other O? There it is. But yeah, so I'm going to make that adjustment as well this next block that we do. I am but I think it's going to look pretty cool, I think, with the other letters on it. We will see. It'll be a different variation for sure. going to make it so it goes in, I think. All right, y'all. Oh, I got 3 of them. That's like a bad joke, isn't it? Oh, let's see. Let's get this block done. What am I doing? I'm adding an A in between. Let's add an A in between and we'll be done with this block. Y'all. Okay. All right, I'm gonna add another panel here. Boy, this black or this navy is just... All right, folks, we are getting there. Okay, so now we need another. Oh, I didn't even think about using a different color thread because I use white for almost everything unless I'm, of course, quilting. Okay. But I can see the stitches through it. I mean, that navy is just so thin. It is just so thin. I mean, you can see through that background. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. I think that's the end of the block, right? Yep. Yep. All right, y'all. There you have it. There you have it. That takes care of this block. All right, y'all. That one was interesting, to say the least. So I'll have to trim it up. And, but I think that was block 1. Does it tell me? It says, yep, week 1. It's week 1. So I've got week 2 as well. So I'll put up that as a video as well, and we'll walk through it. But yeah, so that's how you would potentially change. You can change it out. You don't need to use the pixelated fonts. If you're working on this and you want to do something a little bit different, you can do that. Just look at your measurements and things like that. So we struggled a little bit, but it wasn't too awful bad. So I think I struggled more so with the navy and how thin it was, that, you know, more so than trying to figure out how we would use a different font. But with that said, folks, thanks for joining me again. Have a blessed evening and day. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.